quite like the way the product's strategy. That's what we need to learn. Maybe later sometime in the next few weeks, I would actually tell you something called as a product life cycle. So every product has got like, whether it is an iPhone, or whether it is a mouse, or whether it's a bucket that you buy in the house, or whether it is a light bulb, everything has got it's a product. So it has got a life cycle. So it's early adapters, and the moment it's launched, it's called, and then there is a late adapters, late strategy, maturity, and all that. It goes down through the cycle. So I will talk to you about that in that context some other time. So you understand it better, the product development aspect. But just wanted to actually bring to you the context of roadmap, right? So just, I'll quickly walk you through. I don't want to spend much time in selling iPhones or why iPhones are the best and all that. We're not talking about it. So 2007 was the first original iPhone launched. And then later, 2008, 3G was launched. 3GS was launched in 2009. 2010, iPhone 4. Yeah. 2011, 4S. 2012, 5. If you notice, there's not much huge change in this. But then if you notice, every year, they kept changing. And there was a joke, there was a rumor that was going on that Steve Jobs actually had ideas about what iPhone 100 would look like at that point in the first year itself. He knew what that should be looking like, what that should have, what features it should have back in 2007. But his smartness is not to actually pack all of that in the first iPhone. He actually only released, the first one with this basic features, and perhaps it has got a touch feature, and then it didn't even have a front-facing camera, I guess. I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken. And then later it has got a front-facing camera, and then you've got, with iPhone 4, 3 years later, we've got a front-facing camera to take selfies. And then 2011, we've got something, it got advancing features with the technology. 3GS was the 3G technology and all that. And then later 5S, 5C, again, multiple colors. You've got colors added now. And then with 2014, in 2014, they launched 6 and 6 Plus with a sleeker design and much powerful stuff. And then 6S, 6S Plus, you actually got the biometrics in there. So you don't have to give the passcode every time. It's actually fingerprint biometric. And 7 Plus, I don't know, 8 Plus, and iPhone 10 was launched where they actually introduced the Face ID. So you don't even need to use your fingerprint biometric. So technology improved. And then with 10R, 2018 introduced 10R, bigger size, small size, sizes mattered now. So they came up with one small size, then the medium size, and the large size Pro Max. And then 2020, come October, they launched this iPhone 12 Pro. It's pretty much same as this. That's what people say. You'll be massively disappointed if you have got 11 to buy for 12. There's nothing new in that. But inside that, they actually introduced Apple's own processor. It was till then they were using Intel's and AMD's, and then from the iPhone 12 Pro onwards this year, they're using Apple's own processor. So it's a major step for them, but for the customers, not much difference. Well, why am I talking about all these things to you? That's a roadmap, right? If you see the way the product has actually shaped from 2007, in the last 13 years now, they still have got the single product. Just talking about the same single product called iPhone. And that was the market leader at that point of time. And it still pretty much is with respect to some of the small ones. I'm not talking about the competition and all these, price things, features versus experience. That aside, it still is in a leading position after 13 years. And you know what? How they did that? As I mentioned, a roadmap. They have clear vision of how they would like to actually, launch the next version. They did that without even stopping at least 1 year. Every year they kept launching the better, apparently perceived better phones, but it's not to some customers. That's a different thing. Let's not argue about it. Again, the reason I'm talking about this is because of the fact that how they would structure this whole thing. Have you noticed one thing? I've not mentioned here the month here. Every year, Apple would launch from 2009. Every year, September and October, they would launch the new phones. And every April, May, they would launch the the updates, small little updates if they want to. So the newer phones, the newer versions of the phones and builds always launch in September. You know what is this called? TikTok. The Tick was the minor release, and the Talk was the big major product, new version of the product.